missing with this kid. This kid talks. He runs his mouth like I could be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You got the talent to be the quarterback. You should be. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback.
What's this? Coach JB and Rex Ryan actually agreeing on something? Somebody call NASA because we might have just entered another dimension. Stop the presses, cancel the apocalypse, and double check if pigs are doing victory laps over Denver. Because when these two football loudmouths line up on the same side about Shedeur Sanders, you just know something completely wild is happening. It's like watching oil and water fist bump at midfield. Absolutely insane. This might be the strangest, funniest truce in football history, and you're not going to believe how deep this petty alliance goes. If you're enjoying this chaos, hit that subscribe button. It helps more than you think, because what we're seeing here is the rarest sight in sports commentary. Coach JB and Rex Ryan, two guys who'd argue over whether the sun rises in the east, suddenly holding hands in harmony over one thing: their shared dislike for Shedeur Sanders. Unreal. These two usually fight like toddlers scrapping over the last juice box, yet here they are, united by pure spite. And tell me that's not suspicious. This isn't about football anymore. It's about egos clashing in the Twilight Zone. It's like Batman and the Joker deciding to team up.
But like, he's too cool to fool. Like, he's been there. Like, he's a 20-year veteran. That's what we see as a coach. That's why I've been saying the same shit. Like, why is he like this? Dog, that matters, Smitty.
JB, how you saying it, JB?
Like he did it fast too, you see, because you know he was pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pissed off about it. So like, listen, man. Rio, shut up. You're a little boy. Here's the issue, Smitty. This is correct.
Not to save Gotham, but because they both can't stand how a young player throws a football. What kind of timeline are we in? Let's be honest, this isn't constructive criticism. Oh no, this is premium grade hater energy, straight from the jealousy factory, bitter, loud, and dripping with envy. You can practically smell the resentment coming through your screen. Coach JB bringing that grumpy uncle at Thanksgiving energy, Rex Ryan oozing that bitter ex-coach still living off old stories vibe, and together they've created a cosmic explosion of unnecessary shade, all because Shedeur dared to shine, dared to win, and heaven forbid, dared to have confidence. It's straight up hilarious, because Shedeur isn't even out here beefing with anybody. He's just doing his thing, playing ball, staying cool, and flashing that watch every now and then to remind the world he's got it like that. Meanwhile,
a little beef to pick with Rex Ryan after what he said about Shedeur Sanders. He is in no position to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Okay, Rex Ryan has now had multiple chances to be successful in the NFL, and he blew it. He should have been in the film room longer. He is the laughingstock. Okay, when he was with the New York Jets, his entire career was marked by the butt fumble. And then he comes with the Bills, he comes in, says he's going to win the Super Bowl, tries to get the entire city behind him, and he absolutely flopped on his face. Rex Ryan, you are a clown. Shedeur Sanders is a better man than you, so don't ever talk.
These two grown men are tag teaming like a pair of salty high school gossipers whispering from the sidelines. You see him smile? That's cocky. You see him win? That's just luck. You see him breathe? Disrespectful. Like, seriously? If Shedeur sneezed, they probably say it was an act of arrogance. And here's the wild part. They don't even realize every time they open their mouths about him, they make him bigger. They can't help it. They've turned into Shedeur's personal PR team without even getting paid for it, because when you're hating that hard, it only means one thing. You're pressed. And when you're pressed, it's because deep down, you know the kid's doing something right. What makes this even funnier is that these two never agree on anything. One thrives on chaos, the other, well, thrives on chaos too, just a different flavor of it.
Front row and study. Who said he wasn't? Who said he was not putting in the work? I don't think you understand, Rex. That is what the problem is. He's doing everything he's being asked to, and then some, and he's still not getting a shot. Why do you think he said something? And let's be clear, these reporters are coming to him because it's his job to talk to the media. Everybody keeps saying, shut up. He is minding his business. They're talking to him. What part of that Don't you understand? Aren't you media now? Let's be clear.
Coach JB yells like the mic owes him money, while Rex Ryan rambles like he's teaching a college class that nobody asked to attend. One screams till he's red in the face, the other talks in circles like he's solving a math problem with crayons. And yet somehow, some cosmic twist of football irony, Shedeur Sanders has become their shared obsession. Forget world peace, forget curing diseases. The one miracle that brought these two football dinosaurs together wasn't humanity's progress, it was hating on a 22-year-old quarterback. That's the joke. That's the absurdity. This isn't even football commentary anymore. It's a grumpy dad convention at a backyard barbecue.
You've hurdled 2 cats in your discussion on your own team and then 13 others in the league because you say you're better than half. So you went through 2 cats on your team and then 13 other cats.
He's obviously not talking about his team, man. He's saying when you look across the league,
it don't matter. Okay? It don't matter. You can't just not mention your guys.
He says, I feel like I'm capable of being a little better than that.
2 men, arms crossed, shaking their heads like, back in my day, we didn't have shiny watches or NIL deals. Yeah, well, back in your day, you didn't have millions of fans roasting your every move online either. Let's be real. This isn't apples to apples, it's apples to old bruised oranges. The funniest part? These dudes actually act like Shedeur owes them something, like he's supposed to kneel for their approval or beg for validation from Rex Ryan when the man's out here bawling in front of millions. As if Coach JB's little stamp of approval is some golden ticket to football heaven. Please, the kid's already living his dream, shining on national TV while they sit in their studios throwing shade like it's their day job. You know that kind of person who swears they don't like you, but everything they do screams jealousy? That's JB and Rex in a nutshell. Every insult, every so-called critique, every little passive-aggressive jab, it's just a compliment wrapped in bitterness. They're not mad at him, they're mad they're not him. Shedeur's living rent-free in their heads, probably with a fully furnished apartment, a flat screen, a Netflix account, and snacks in the fridge. Because you don't talk this much about someone unless deep down.
Ryan said Shedeur Sanders should be embarrassed that he's not playing right now. He's an embarrassment because Shedeur Sanders got in front of the cameras, I guess with his arms crossed, and said he feels like he's capable of being a starting quarterback in the NFL, which is what he's supposed to do. And Rex Ryan went on to say, get your ass up front, study, get in the game. You should be embarrassed that you're not playing right now. And once again, how the hell Shedeur Sanders getting blamed or being criticized or being talked about?
You wish you had their shine. And of course, they'll pull the classic excuse, we're just keeping it real. Oh, please, that's the oldest hater trick in the playbook. Keeping it real is just code for, I'm jealous, but I'm gonna pretend it's wisdom. If they were truly being real, they'd just admit it. The kid's talented, he's confident, he's getting the spotlight they never did, and that burns like fire. Here's the real kicker though. They don't even realize they're embarrassing themselves every time they gang up on him. It's like watching 2 uncles roast their nephew at a barbecue because his shoes are cleaner than theirs. Nobody's saying, wow, those guys made a good point. Nope. Everyone's just thinking, why are 2 grown men so pressed over a college kid's watch collection? This whole thing is pure comedy gold. It's like watching 2 dogs bark at the moon while the moon just keeps shining, untouched, unbothered, and brighter than ever. That's exactly what's happening here. The more JB and Rex bark, the brighter Shedeur shines. It's poetic justice in real time. And the irony? Oh, it's delicious. Rex Ryan, a man whose biggest legacy includes turning feet jokes into a personality trait, and Coach JB, who's basically famous for yelling until people walk out of the room, are suddenly acting like the moral compass of college football. You couldn't make this up. That's like asking circus clowns to judge a ballet performance. Sure, it's loud and colorful, but it makes absolutely no sense. Their whole argument boils down to one petty message. We don't like confidence, at least not when it's coming from him.
He folds his arm and he talks trash. That's what your whole coaching career was based off. talking smack. You said if you know the whole league knows what, Rex? That he should be playing? It's a problem that he finally said it? Let's stop with these low-hanging fruit takes because y'all can't think of nothing else to say. So you want to think the easiest thing to do is attack somebody who is telling.
Translation: we wish we had that kind of swagger when we were his age. And there it is, the truth they'll never admit. But here's the kicker: they can't stop him. No amount of salty rants, bitter takes, or fake alliances can slow down the wave Shedeur's riding right now. If anything, every word they say only pushes him higher. Every headline that reads, Rex Ryan and Coach JB criticize Shedeur Sanders is another crown jewel on his growing empire. He doesn't even need to clap back because the hate itself has become free publicity. They think they're tearing him down, but really, they're building his brand brick by brick. The more they talk, the clearer it gets. They're not commentators, they're full-time haters accidentally doing marketing work for the very person they can't stand. And you know what? That's the sweetest revenge of all. Not a comeback tweet, not a viral clapback, just winning. Because nothing eats haters alive faster than watching the person they dislike keep stacking success. Maybe that's why these two suddenly teamed up. Misery loves company, and nothing bonds two men faster than pure, unfiltered envy.
On my roster, I'm the third stringer, but I'm better than 13 other guys. Like, then you gotta call names out then. I'm calling out names. Corrupt this homie. Calling out names, bitch. You need to call out names then. If you better than everybody but your two guys that you're the third string quarterback on, make it make sense, homie.
That's all. So you finish Shedeur should be like,
I'm better than Cam Ward. Yeah.
Williams,
Yeah. Cam Ward. Make sure you keep saying Cam Ward though, because Bailey. Cam Ward. Yeah. Kyler Murray. Yeah. Sunshine and Jacksonville.
It's honestly hilarious. Like they stumbled into a dark room, both clutching little I don't like Shedeur signs, and decided to start a support group together. Adorable, but in that sad, pathetic kind of way. Because let's be real, when Coach JB and Rex Ryan actually agree on something, it's not a sign of expert analysis. It's a flashing red light that says, we just needed something to complain about. This isn't football insight. It's two grown men bonding over their mutual bitterness like regulars at a dive bar. You can almost hear it in their voices. That sloshing tone like they're swirling a glass full of jealousy on the rocks. It's the same tired energy every time. They see Shedeur hold a door open for someone and still twist it into, back in my day, quarterbacks weren't this flashy. Oh, really? Back in your day, quarterbacks weren't on TikTok either. Welcome to 2025, Grandpas. Coach JB's entire brand is basically yelling until people mistake volume for wisdom. The man could make a library sound like a war zone. And Rex Ryan, he's been milking the same.
Felt so like nasty and mean-spirited because the kid said he wanted to play. Like that's what got you that worked up. You're right about. Hey Rex, guess what? Like they're probably every backup quarterback that you ever had on any of your rosters. Those guys probably all wanted to play.
Yeah. I think you're right about the weirdness of this from Rex and like where it's coming from. It almost just feels like he was riding the exhausted narratives out there about Shedeur that we knew already, like the pre-draft stuff. And the fact that recently we had the report, obviously before the Ravens game, about him, telling Baltimore not to draft him, which, by the way,
I used to coach storyline longer than people have been rewatching Friends. That's not legacy, that's rerun energy. Together they formed the ultimate grumpy duo, like the football version of Statler and Waldorf, those two cranky old guys from the Muppets heckling from the balcony. Except here's the kicker, they're not funny on purpose. Their jokes don't land, their takes don't age well, and their critiques sound more like midlife crises disguised as sports commentary. The irony? Every insult they throw at Shedeur just makes them the punchline. The wildest part? They don't even see the irony. They're out here mocking Shedeur's confidence while showing off the same overblown ego they accuse him of having. It's hilarious. Coach JB will go on 20-minute rants about keeping it real, while Rex Ryan sits there nodding like he just cracked the code to the universe. Meanwhile, the realness they're preaching is nothing but envy in disguise. They don't like Shedeur because he doesn't need them, plain and simple. He doesn't crave their approval, their validation, or their old-school stamp of acceptance. And that burns them more than any touchdown could ever sting. Because what we're seeing isn't just criticism, it's a full-blown generational meltdown. Shedeur represents everything new: NIL deals, brand power, confidence, swagger, and a social media reach that puts entire franchises to shame. And JB and Rex, they represent the past: loud, bitter, and stuck in the era where respect meant staying quiet while the old guard hogged the spotlight. They see Shedeur as a walking reminder that the game's evolved and it left them behind. Instead of clapping for the new generation, they're in the back row, booing like grumpy ghosts haunting the stadium. But here's the funny thing about booing: it only proves how much you care. The louder you boo, the clearer it is that the person on the field has your full attention. And oh, do they care? They care way too much. You can catch them everywhere: podcasts, talk shows, radio spots, ranting for paragraphs, dissecting every move the kid makes. This isn't criticism, it's nitpicking on steroids. It's like pointing at Michael Jordan and saying, "Yeah, but his shoelaces were untied in the third quarter." It's that ridiculous. If Shedeur throws 5 touchdowns, they'll say he didn't smile the right way. If he wins a game, they'll claim the defense carried him. If he ties his shoes, they'll accuse him of tying them too confidently. At this point, they're not analyzing.
They have him the third string quarterback. What did he want him to do? Sit up there and say, "No, I don't think I can play quarterback in the NFL. I don't even know why the hell I'm here, man." But to that, I say, Rex Ryan, you still want to be an NFL head coach. You interviewed with the New York Jets earlier this year.
They're inventing problems out of thin air. It's not sports talk anymore. It's creative writing fueled by envy. And let's be honest, their alliance is the weirdest twist of all. JB and Rex agreeing on anything is like cats and dogs starting a book club. Nobody asked for it, nobody predicted it, and yet somehow, here we are. 2 guys who wouldn't last 5 minutes in the same room without throwing chairs are now bonding like old friends over their mutual dislike of Shedeur. It's like rival gangs calling a truce because they both hate the same pizza place. Pure madness. But here's the real kicker: they don't even realize they're helping him. Every time these 2 seasoned football guys, men who've been around the game forever, spend this much time tearing a young player down, it sends one clear message: he's a threat. They wouldn't be this pressed if he wasn't shining that bright. This isn't hate over bad performance, it's fear disguised as critique. Because let's face it, nobody wastes breath hating mediocrity. Nobody makes headlines over the guy warming the bench. You only get this level of obsession when your light's too strong to dim. And that's exactly what's happening. While JB and Rex keep barking from the sidelines, Shedeur just keeps living.
We're finally, this speaks to a cultural change. This is a black quarterback he's talking about, and he's talking pretty salty and spicy about him. And I think he's talking accurately about him. He said, if I know other coaches around the league are talking about it, you're lazy, you're not a leader, you're not at the front of the meeting room, soaking up everything you can. You're whining and complaining that you're not the starting quarterback. Hats off to Rex Ryan. Steve, your thoughts?
Well, Jason, I have a question for you. Do you blame the media for continually asking and putting a microphone in front of a third-string quarterback?
He's out there flexing his watch, throwing touchdowns, stacking wins, and quietly building a future so bright that even his haters can't look away. And that's the beauty of it. While they're busy ranting, Shedeur's too focused on stacking victories to even notice. He's out here rewriting highlight reels, turning every drive into a statement, while they're in their studios acting like armchair philosophers, trying to decode his swagger like it's a national mystery. The kid's confidence drives them crazy. Every time he flashes that watch or cracks that grin, you can feel the salt levels rise through the screen. It's wild. Because the truth is, Shedeur is living proof that the game has changed. Players now aren't just athletes, they're brands, movements, icons. And that's what burns JB and Rex the most. They spent their prime yelling about the old way, and now they're watching a new generation do it bigger, faster, and smarter than they ever could. That's not arrogance. That's evolution, baby. And Shedeur, he's handling all this noise like a pro. Not clapping back, not feeding the drama, just letting his game do the talking while his critics talk themselves in circles. Every touchdown silences a dozen podcasts. Every win makes their rants look smaller. It's poetic. He doesn't need to defend himself because his success already does the talking. But the funniest part? Deep down, those same haters will still tune in every week just to watch him. They can't help it. They'll claim they're analyzing, but really they're fans in denial. Because when someone shines this bright, even the people rooting against him can't look away.
It's perfect because there is now just enough almost credibility for folks that want to be like, no matter what the kid does, you guys kill him. You know what I mean? He comes out and says, what do you want him to say? Of course, he didn't say anything bad about his teammate. He just said, I'm better than, some of these other guys, and you killed him. Here is my guess on what happened. Somebody in Shedeur's circle was like, hey, you know what you should do next time they ask you anything?
So let them bark, let them boo, because at the end of the day, Shedeur Sanders is out there doing what he was born to do, play ball, build his legacy, and make history while the critics trip over their own bitterness. And as long as he keeps winning, the haters are just background noise in his victory soundtrack. He doesn't have time to clap back. Why waste energy on two guys who seem way more invested in his career than their own? While JB and Rex are sitting in dim studios plotting their next round of complaints, Shedeur's out there under the lights, writing the next chapter of his story. And spoiler alert, it definitely doesn't include them. The contrast is hilarious. One's chasing legacy, the other two are chasing microphones. And the best part? One day, years from now, when Shedeur Sanders' name is carved into football history, people are gonna look back on all these rants and laugh. They'll see old clips of JB and Rex foaming at the mouth, veins popping, trying to sound deep while roasting a 22-year-old, and realize none of it was analysis. It was jealousy in a trench coat pretending to be expertise. So let them rant, let them bond, let them keep turning every Shedeur highlight into a group therapy session about the good old days. Because while they're busy trying to gatekeep the sport, Shedeur's busy making history, and history, it never forgets. Every touchdown he throws, every headline he earns, it's another reminder that you can't out-talk greatness when greatness is out there proving you wrong in real time. So if you've been vibing with this story and you're loving the chaos, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. It helps more than you think. Drop a comment below about whose side you're on, because this drama isn't slowing down anytime soon. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.